Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Yes, I'm back with another one. It's one of those that I need to talk about. We are all the time linked with every single footballer on the planet, whether they have a disgruntled employer or they're out of a contract or anything that can link Chelsea to a new footballer, we are linked to. So we're going to pick out some of them today and we're going to talk about that. But before we get into all of that, I just want to let you guys know that I have a new show coming to this channel right here called Random Football. Basically, Random Football is me giving my opinion on not just Chelsea news, but news from around the footballing world. From transfers that I think are gonna flop. Haaland, Nunez. I didn't say they're both gonna. I'm just Anyway, it's gonna have reaction videos to some of my favorite people and their opinions, like Simon Jordan on Talk Sports. He's like one of my favorite pundits. I don't agree with him all the time, but sometimes I do agree with him because he tends to be truthful, I guess. Let me just put it that way. Anyway, that's there's a whole variety of things that are going to happen on this channel, so please stay tuned. If you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe especially for the new content that's coming out. I'm saying especially a lot because that's what I do here. I repeat words over and over and over again until they make sense in one or two sentences. I don't know. Anyway, keep it locked. Let's get into this transfer talk. Obviously, like every Chelsea fan, I'm hoping and praying and, waiting and refreshing my newsfeed every single day to try and see what's going on. Do we have a new player coming in? Like, where's Chelsea at? All I'm seeing is Lukaku. I have to tell you, I'm sick of Lukaku. All of you people that were on this channel telling me how stupid I was, how misinformed I was, how great Lukaku is going to be. He has turned into an embarrassment for Chelsea Football Club, the staff, the supporters, everyone. It's embarrassing. We cannot banter any club about their striker at all. I'm going to try and do that on this channel, especially on the new show Random Football, but we cannot banter anyone about their striker because of this Lukaku situation, and it's just it's getting out of hand. Anyway, like I said, let's take a breather and let's get right into it. Right, so Chelsea, like I said, are in for any old person, every person that can possibly be linked to Chelsea is being linked to Chelsea right now. And you know what? It makes sense. This is what's been happening since the Abramovich era. We know this every single year. Even if we only make one buy, at the end of the day, everyone still thinks Chelsea is going for this person and that person. And I'm just gonna look at some of the people that have been the names that have been prominent in the transfer market for Chelsea Football Club. I just also want to give a shout out to CFC News page on Instagram. He's like probably the only person that I really follow because I trust I trust his judgment. I trust his posts. He lets you know how reliable the sources are. He posts as many times as possible, and he just keeps us up to date with the right things that are going on behind the scenes at Chelsea Football Club. So if you haven't, please go and follow. And some of the Chelsea players, I think Thiago Silva follows him. If you're a Chelsea fan, you should definitely go check CFC News page on Instagram. I will put the link in the bio. And yeah, let's get right into it. I know I say that a lot and then we don't get right into it, but today we're going to try and get right into it. So I've written down some names here that I'm going to talk about. So, we have two goalkeepers, Thomas Strakosha, which I think he's the Lazio goalkeeper. We have Gabriel Slonina, who is the 18-year-old American prodigy. I'm calling him a prodigy. I don't know. Apparently, he is this excellent goalkeeper. Obviously, the Koundes, Ryan Nouri, left back that we need, definitely. Gabriel Jesus, who's probably going to Arsenal, it looks. As the time of this video, nothing has been confirmed with Arsenal yet, but we're waiting to see. And Raheem Sterling and De Ligt. We're going to talk about all of these things, these people, starting off with Thomas Strakosha. Strakosha. That guy. Yeah. So 27-year-old, definitely. I think looking at our goalkeeper situation, I think anything to happen, Kepa needs to leave. I think Chelsea needs to realize that there were big mistakes made during the last few years of the Abramovich era. And one of those mistakes was Kepa. Getting Kepa, buying Kepa without a thorough look into what he can do and what he can bring to the team, which is very sad for us. But we move forward, and it's time for Kepa to also move forward and find a club that suits him, find a club that respects him, find a club that's going to play him on the regular. I mean, Kepa does have the qualities, but he just needs, I don't know, he needs his confidence back. He needs to be in a space where he can make all of these things happen. And at Chelsea, that is not the place for him right now. So, Strakosha, I'm going to keep bottling that name for as long as this video goes. He looks good, valued at 7 million euros, not bad for a backup goalkeeper to Edouard Mendy. And I think he's not just going to be a backup goalkeeper. I think the way Thomas Tuchel works, I think that yes, Mendy is the number one, but Mendy was showing a few lapses last season. Throughout the season, you could tell that, you know, not everything was going right, and the Edouard Mendy that we knew from the season before wasn't showing up quite as much. So it's interesting. It will be interesting to see, you know, how that dynamic works. I'm gonna give this. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this. I'm gonna rate all of these transfers and see, you know, every rating is from 1 to 10 to see how it works, how these things are gonna work. So we're gonna go with. I'm gonna rate this at a 7. I think a 7. For him, because we need a backup goalkeeper. We need someone that, you know, that gives Mendy a bit of a scare, because I don't think Kepa's doing that right now. And also, you know, I read in an interview a couple of days ago where he said, you know, he's been dreaming of the Premier League. To have a club like Chelsea after him is such a big thing for him. So it's fantastic to hear. I like hearing players talk like that, especially when it comes to Chelsea Football Club. Moving on to the 18-year-old, which off the bat, I'm going to give this an 8 rating because this is perfect. He's 18. I think if we do buy him, he's just going to, you know, spend more time in the MLS. I'm hoping that this is not the beginning of this, like, American revolution at Chelsea where we have all these American players coming in. But this one seems to fit the right things. I think a young goalkeeper who's showing potential, who's showing that he can, you know, be at the top and play in the top leagues. He's showing his potential. I mean, last season, well, I don't really know how the MLS works. I think it's this season, last season, it's something. He currently has 5 clean sheets, conceded 20 goals with 13 appearances, which I don't watch MLS that much, but it sounds good. It sounds pretty because he is the first choice goalkeeper, so it sounds pretty good. How he works in the Premier League is going to be something different, but for his development, I think it would be good for him to stay in the MLS and maybe next season come to the Premier League, go to, I don't know, maybe a championship team, or even a Premier League team where he can, you know, look at the trade and see how it is in the league, the change of environment, the new country, all of this, and that he can adapt to it so that he can be ready. If we can get this guy in the goals by the time he's 2021 and have that long-term career that we want him to have, that, you know, that would be fantastic for Chelsea. That would be fantastic for this group of players, this young group of players who are growing together, who are getting the experiences needed together. And I think, you know, when everyone hits their prime or everyone hits the big time, it's going to be fantastic for Chelsea Football Clubs. That's why it's important to bring in the right people at the right age at this time. And I'm going to go back to the Lukaku situation. As I said, that was the mistake. Lukaku was not going to fit within this team because of his age, because of what he thought of himself and the prestige that he came with. It was never going to fit, and it didn't fit. Anyway, moving on to Kounde. Oh, this situation is frustrating me so much. Chelsea Football Club, what are you doing? What is going on? What is happening? What is, like, I understand some people are saying, oh yeah, but Chelsea have so much to do. The new owners have come in. There's sponsorships. Yeah, that's different departments. Like every company has different departments to do different things. Where is the transfers? What is going on with Kounde? Why hasn't he signed? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Hopefully, I think maybe they're waiting for this Lukaku saga to be over. I know I'm waiting for this Lukaku saga to be over because I'm so tired of him. But Kounde needs to be signed right now. I'm sure everyone has spoken about how amazing Kounde would be, what he would bring to Chelsea Football Club, and that's all that I need to know. That's all that you need to know. Get Kounde in now. Definitely rating of 9, 10, 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10. Get Kounde in now. I think he'll be a perfect fit. And I think that in the long run, Kounde is going to prove to be one of those defenders that is going to grow into his role, that's going to grow into a leadership role at Chelsea. We've seen him, go off the handles once in a while. And that's what we need at Chelsea. We need players with fire in their bellies. Players that that get angry, don't do it when it's in an important match against, I don't know, Man City or Liverpool but still, I feel like Thomas Tuchel can bring out the best in him. So just get it done. What's happening? Someone tell me in the comments if you know what's happening. Let me know, because I'm losing my mind. I keep refreshing my pages every time I'm refreshing. CFC, what's his name? CFC news page. I'm on that page every single day trying to see what's new, but nothing is happening. Nothing is confirmed. Fabrizio, tell us something. Fabrizio, tell us something, please. We need to know what the hell is going on behind the scenes at Chelsea. Every other club, I'm seeing Aston Villa, Newcastle, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, everyone, United is like, it's happening. Things are moving. Chelsea, Lukaku. Chelsea, Lukaku's going to Inter Milan. Lukaku, we're tired. Okay, we don't care. Let that happen behind closed doors. Whatever happens, once it's done, come out, tell us. Okay, guys, listen, he's going back to Italy. Okay, fantastic. But let us know what's going on with Check. If you don't want another riot, please tell us what is going on. Anyway, let's move on to Ryan Nouri of Wolves. Yes. I think there might have been maybe better players that we could have gone for. Maybe, more, what's the word? More rugged. Like I said about Kounde, I need someone with fire in their belly. Someone that's just ready to go at any second. I like that it's a no name. I like that it's not someone that is sought after by every single club in the world. I think that we've done that and it hasn't necessarily worked for us, especially in positions up front. So I'm kind of at a 20 mil evaluation. I think that if it flops, then we can kind of be like, okay, cool, it didn't work out, and ship him off somewhere and loan him forever until he gets tired and leaves. I don't know. I think that Ben Chilwell does need a good replacement, a good someone that can be there. It's unfortunate that no one sees it for Emerson. I'm a big fan of Emerson. I've always spoken so highly of Emerson, and I just don't see what is happening with Emerson. I think he's an excellent player. I think going forward, he could maybe defensively, Maybe, but I mean, we played a whole half a season with Marcus Alonso, and that was fine. So I'm like, I think, you know, if Emerson comes in once in a while just to refresh that would be great. But yeah, get Nouri in there, keep the competition going. I think we also need competition for a right back. I think as good as Reece James is, like, he cannot just sit there and have a good time and relax and just, no, he needs that competition. He needs some. Aspilicueta is not the competition for him. Having midfielders like Ruben Loftus-Cheek or Ziyech coming into, it just doesn't work. We need a proper right back that's going to push him, that's going to make sure that, you know, he keeps his A game every single time he gets on the pitch, and that's, you know, that's important. But again, what's going on? We don't know. I think I'm just going to name this video, what is going on at Chelsea behind closed doors? We need to know. We need to know ASAP. Check, Marina, Todd, everyone. Just tell us what's going on. We need to know. Anyway, moving on to... actually, before I get to the Man City players, I'm just going to talk about De Ligt. 70 million evaluation. I think it's a bit much. With 200 million that we've been given by the new owners, having to sell players, it's going to be hard for us because of the type of wages that our players are on. So it's going to be a rough couple of months for Chelsea in this transfer windows to see kind of how that goes. I think, again, 70 million is a lot, but he is young. He can develop under Thomas Tuchel. He can develop if Kounde is coming in, so they can learn from Thiago Silva. You know, we have Chalobah, we have Sarr also. So there's a nice mix of, you know, experience, youth, and kind of mid experience, if you want to put it that way, with De Ligt coming in. He plays with Virgil van Dijk in the national team, which is fantastic. So he's learning. I mean, he learned from Bonucci and I forget the other guy's name. So yeah, maybe we have something there. It's important for us to look at those attributes and what players like that can bring to Stamford Bridge. And I would be for it. I would definitely give that a rating of a 7. Just because of the price. I know it's really high, but hopefully he can come in, fit in, and secure that back line, and that's what we need. And I feel like he can play in a 4 or a 3 at the back, so let's see how that goes. I'm really excited for, you know, a signing like that to come to the Bridge. I think he is a great talent. He proved himself at Ajax. That beautiful run that Ajax had in the Champions League was down to his leadership and how he pushed the team forward. So it would be interesting to see how he comes in, learns from Thiago Silva, adapts himself to the league, and shows what he can do at Chelsea Football Club and in the Premier League. Now, can one man's trash be another man's treasure? Okay. Kevin De Bruyne and Mohamed Salah apparently were trash. Chelsea's trash. Both of them went on to other leagues, AS Roma and Werder Bremen, I think it was, for De Bruyne. Came back to the Premier League and now are probably the top 2 players in the league constantly for the last 5 years. So looking at that, I understand why some players might, you know, not be working anymore for Pep and come into Chelsea and make a difference. I think that is the case for Gabriel Jesus. I do think that he gives that front line exactly what Thomas Tuchel is looking for, which is a mobile forward, someone that can run into the spaces, someone that's quick off the mark, you know, an intelligent player, someone that can read the game well, move into places, and be as clinical as he has been for Man City. I think that would be a fantastic signing for us, but I would still put it at a 6. I would give it a 6 rating because just Gabriel Jesus strikes me as, you know, a player that works well in a system like Guardiola, where there's, you know, there's this relationship between the players where, you know, even if we're in front of goal and it's an open goal and I can just slot it in, I can pass it, you know, to Bernardo Silva, I think that's his name, or, you know, I can pass it to De Bruyne and he can tap in, and it's kind of that way of playing that they have with, you know, Foden being there in and out. And yes, totally understand it, totally works, and I think that he fits the kind of player that Thomas Tuchel is looking for up front. Someone hybrid, someone who, you know, can interchange between him, Mount, and Kai Havertz, for example, or whoever else he has in his front three. So I would be in for Gabriel, but it looks like he's going to Arsenal now. It's not for sure right now. As I'm making this video, you know, things could change, but it looks like he's going to Arsenal. Raheem Sterling, no thank you. No thank you. No thank you. No need for Raheem Sterling at Chelsea. What is Chelsea's biggest problem? We are not clinical enough. We're not clinical enough in front of goal. In the first 6 months of Tuchel's reign, we were top in chance creations. I think last season we were probably in the top 3, top 4 in chance creation, but we sit at 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th in conversion, in our conversion rate. This is the problem that Chelsea Football Club has. I know because of this lack of conversion, people are saying, oh, we play criminal football and our football is not great and blah, blah, blah and all of that. And if we had converted most of these chances, if our conversion rate was at 60, 70%, I think, you know, there would be a whole different look on how we play and what, you know, our forwards can give. And Raheem Sterling has shown both in England and at Man City that his finishing is not what we need at Chelsea Football Club. We have Timo Werner for that. We have Christian Pulisic for that. We have I don't know who. We have Lukaku for that. Hopefully not soon. You know, we have players that, you know, that buckle in front of goal, that are not, you know when you need them to be in the right place at the right time to finish off chances, are not there. And Raheem Sterling, yes, he's quick. Yes, he dribbles. Yes, he drives into the box. But it's not what we need at Chelsea. We have those players. We just need those players. Christian Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi. We need those players to actually do their job, to do that, to push, get into the box, be the defender. We need that, and that's just not happening. So, adding another one to the fact, adding another player who might miss a big chance in a Champions League semi-final right in front of goal, or, you know, open net, is not what I think Chelsea needs right now. So I would give that, like I said, a 2 for Raheem Sterling to Chelsea. Hopefully that doesn't happen. You guys let me know what you think in the comments of any of these transfers. If you think it's possible, can we still get Gabriel Jesus? What is going on at Chelsea? I think that's the biggest question. What is going on? Tell us something, anything. Like, make something up. I don't know. Put Neymar. We're going for Neymar. I don't know. Do anything. We need something at Chelsea Football Club, and I'm just tired of waiting. I need something, and this is what I miss about the Abramovich era. I know it started already, but I miss it. The action in the transfer window. Yes, here 80 million. Come here. Like, yes, it wasn't great because we didn't really think about it, but if they are thinking about it, they had the time to think about it. Thomas Tuchel has the time. You've had the time. The whole season you've been looking at what works and what doesn't work. You've been looking at players. You know, you've been scouting players. You've had time. So I don't want to hear anything else. Make it happen. Chelsea, get to work, and I will see you guys for the next video. Keep safe, and I'm out. Peace.